Good morning. This is Eileen, and I thank you for joining me for a class in Restorative Yoga. You will need one piece of equipment. It will be a pillow. And if you don't have a yoga pillow, go find a couch pillow, bring it into the room, put it on top of your mat, and we're ready to begin. I want you to begin by just sitting calmly, spine uplifted, hands resting on those knees, palm upward to receive energy, and then close your eyes and just begin to breathe, trying to find that inner stillness, calming yourself, de-stressing yourself, and allowing yourself to begin a class of yoga. Inhaling and exhaling through the nostrils, and if you're comfortable, out through the lips. Slowing the inhale, extending the exhale. Calming the mind, and in doing so, calming the body. So we want to begin class with a reclining position. We're going to take that pillow, draw it into the lower back as tight as you can, and then very slowly laying back onto the pillow, making sure that head is supported, allowing your arms to reach out, still palm upward to receive energy. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes, fine. I'll try to talk you through what I'm doing so that you don't have to look. But if you need to open your eyes, that's fine as well. So my legs are in a bridge position, but the most important thing right now is that my head is supported by that pillow and that there's plenty of space under my chin so that the breathing is not impeded. Still working with that inhale through the nostrils and exhale through the lips. Allowing the body to relax, and at the same time being aware that the breath you're inhaling is being drawn into the belly, past the lungs, and as you exhale, pulling that belly in and releasing the breath slowly through your mouth. Excellent. Very slowly begin to reach those arms up overhead for a stretch. And then draw those hands down to your heart, allowing the hands to rest in Namaste. Good. Now very gently, I want you to roll to one side so that you can remove the pillow. We'll get to it a little bit later. And place the pillow down at the end of the mat so that you can come back onto the mat laying flat. Stretching the body from toes to crown of head, and then taking those arms back overhead for a full body stretch. Inhaling deeply. As you exhale, draw that right knee into your chest, clasping the shin with your hands. Exhaling, pressing the thigh into the abdominal area. When you're ready to inhale again, allow the arms to relax. Allow that knee to move away from you, pointing more toward the ceiling. And then again, on the exhale, draw that thigh in toward the chest, straight into the chest. Inhale, releasing the knee away from you. Exhaling, drawing the thigh and knee back towards your body. So doing this maybe 2 more times, just allowing that hip area to warm up, and for that synovial fluid in the joint to circulate. Excellent. After you've done it 5 times, we're going to take that leg down to the floor and again give that full body stretch, arms overhead, toes pointing away from the body. And when you're ready to exhale again, we're going to draw that left knee into our chest, straight in, nice and tight. The inhale is allowing the knee to move away. The exhale is drawing that thigh back towards your chest. Focusing on trying to extend the inhale and the exhale. Trying to make sure that we do on the left side what we've done on the right side. So we want to make sure we do 2 more of these. Trying to draw that breath in as deeply as possible. And exhaling as long as possible. One last time. Exhaling that thigh into the chest and then releasing that leg down and taking those arms up straight over the body again for that full body stretch. Good. Now very gently bring those hands down by your side, walking your feet up to bridge and slowly winding that back down to that mat. It's going to cause a slight pelvic tilt, but your back should be nice and flat to that mat. Now think about where your feet are. I want you to move the feet a couple of inches apart so that the knees are not touching. The hands are still flat to the mat. You're going to take a nice deep breath. And on your exhale, slowly curl that body upward, lifting that belly up toward the ceiling. When you're ready, coming down nice and slow. Relax. Inhale, flattening that back, slight pelvic tilt. Begin to raise that belly up to the ceiling again, feeling the quadriceps kick in. And when you're ready again on the exhale, allow that back to relax. The inhale takes that back flat to the mat, pelvic tilt, and begin to rise as high as you can, lifting higher this time if possible. And again on the exhale, 1 vertebrae at a time, coming back down to the mat. We're going to do that one more time, but this last time we really want to extend that stretch in the bridge. So inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, pressing the knees together, working the inner thighs, holding not your breath but the posture before you slowly relax, allowing the back to return to the mat slowly and allowing those thighs to come straight into the chest for a nice cannonball squeeze. And then very slowly begin to return your legs to an extended position. We want to draw that right knee back toward the chest, but this time not straight. You're going to bring that knee out toward the side, towards your right elbow or shoulder, giving it a squeeze. And then slowly allowing that knee to move back toward the ceiling. So this is your exhale when you bring that knee out toward the elbow or shoulder. And this is the inhale when you let that knee go back toward the ceiling. So again, exhaling outward, again working that hip joint nice and slow and bringing that knee back. So with your breath, we're going to do this 2 more times, making sure that that knee is moving outward. And then coming back in toward the ceiling, and the last time outward. And from here you're going to lower that leg down toward the floor, and again that full body stretch. Arms come down, bringing that left knee towards your body and out toward that shoulder or elbow, squeezing. Bringing that knee back in toward the ceiling. The exhale is the squeeze. The inhale is when the leg moves away. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale. And that last time, give it the best squeeze you can before you return that leg down toward the mat. And from here, I want you to go ahead, put yourself back in bridge and just wobble side to side, nice and easy. Again, working those hips and the lower back. Taking your time with this. And just feeling that stretch. Good. Going right back to bridge and then straighten those legs. We're going to take that right knee back in toward our chest, but this time crossing that midline slightly. Feeling that stretch toward the hip. And just breathe. Excellent. Take it back to center. Straighten that leg up. And slowly flex and point. Flex and point. Flex, point, and circle. Working that ankle joint. Reversing that circle. And slowly returning that leg down toward the floor. We're going to bring that right knee in toward our chest, crossing the midline. Just breathing and holding it. Not the breath, the leg. Focusing on your breath. And then very gently coming back to center, straightening that leg, flexing and pointing. Flexing and pointing. Flexing and pointing and circling the foot. So it's always good to try and get both directions if you can. Returning that leg back down to the floor. Flexing and relaxing. Good, we're going to return to that bridge posture, opening our arms out to the side. And very gently, we're going to drop our knees to the left, keeping your head straight and just gently trying to bring both knees together toward the floor. If they don't get there, that's not important. The important thing is the stretch and keeping your shoulders on the floor. Taking a couple of breaths here. And when you're ready, returning to center. Cannonballing in, giving a nice tight squeeze here. Returning to that bridge pose. Arms opening wide again as both knees drop to the right. Again, trying to keep those knees stacked. And breathing nice and deeply. Again, your eyes can be closed. It's far more relaxing if you can do that, but they don't have to be. Just allowing that lower back to get a lovely stretch. Returning to center and cannonballing once again, nice tight squeeze. And back to your bridge. Opening the arms wide, palm upward. We're going to drop those knees to the left again, but this time the head is going to move toward the right when we do so. So knees drop to the left, head turns to the right. Full spinal twist. Again, make sure those shoulders stay flat to the floor. Slowly returning knees and head to normal spinal position, ready to drop those knees to the right as our head turns to the left. And again, just taking those nice soft breaths. This is a wonderful way to try and de-stress during stressful times. And nothing says you have to do it only once a day. You can do this morning and evening if you like. Returning to center. And again, we're going to bring those knees into our chest with a cannonball stretch. And then slowly bring those legs up toward the ceiling. Bring those knees back into the chest. And again, back up toward the ceiling. Into our chest. And back to bridge. So some of the exercises that we're doing today in this restorative class deal with the lower back. So if you're having lower back issues, these are some wonderful poses or asanas for you to try. So from this bridge posture, I'm going to ask you to drop the knees out in opposite directions. This is Buddha Supta Konasana, or a bound angle position on your back. You want to take your hands for just a moment, place them on the inner thigh, and see if you can open the area just a little bit more. If you can't, that's fine. Just be aware that this is stretching the groin area, and you want to be very careful not to overdo. Good. Now when you're ready, we're going to take our hands and plant them on our belly. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, bring those knees together. Inhale here. Exhale those knees out again toward the floor. We're going to repeat this movement. Inhale. Exhale, draw those knees up together. Inhale, holding the posture. And exhale those knees back out in opposite directions. So we're going to do this again. But next time we only want to go up halfway, and that's where we're going to hold the pose. So inhale. On your exhale, go to that halfway point. Excellent. Now inhale here, holding the posture. And now exhale the knees together. Inhale. And exhale the knees all the way back down to the floor again. Inhale. Exhale to that halfway point. Inhale. And exhale, knees together. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale those knees all the way back down to the floor. We're going to repeat the same thing. But this time we're only going to go a third of the way up. And if you have some gentle shaking, that's good. You're working your muscles, so don't worry about it. Inhale. Exhale 1/3 of the way up. Exhale, holding. Inhale. Exhale 2/3 of the way up. Inhale. Exhale, knees together. Inhale. Exhale the knees all the way back down again. Once again into thirds. Inhale. Exhale 1/3 of the way up. Inhale. Exhale 2/3 of the way up. Inhale. Exhale, knees together. Exhale the knees all the way back down to the floor. We're going to do this exercise one more time in quarters. So inhale. Exhale 1/4 of the way up. Inhale. Exhale to your halfway point. Inhale. Exhale 3/4. Inhale. Exhale, knees up. Inhale. Release back down to the floor. I'm repeating this one last time. Inhale. Exhale 1/4. Inhale. Exhale halfway point. Inhale. Exhale 3/4. Inhale. Exhale, knees together. Inhale. Release the knees all the way down. Good. We're going to return those legs to bridge. Going to bring those knees into your chest. Going to stretch all the way up to the ceiling. And again, flex and point. Flex and point. Flex and return to bridge. Very slowly, drop your knees to one side. We're going to get up onto our knees on this mat. So you're in a cat-cow position here. Your back is flat. Your fingers are wide spread. Hands are under the shoulders. Knees are under the hips. You're going to drop that belly. You're going to push back towards your tush and heels touching. Inhale, coming forward. This is ready goose. Lifting up. And exhale. Tush and heels touching. Again, inhale, coming forward. Rounding. Exhaling down. Inhale. Lift. Exhale, coming down. Inhale. Lift. Exhale. Down. 2 more times. Inhaling, scooching forward, rounding up. Exhaling as you come down. Last time, ready goose breath. Inhale. And exhale into your child pose. From here, you're going to come down onto your belly. Arms are going to be parallel. Forearms in front, chin parallel to the floor. Feet are not quite touching. You're going to turn your head and look over one shoulder. Feel that neck stretch. Excellent return, keeping that chin parallel to the floor. And now turn, look over that other shoulder. You're working that lower back again. Returning to center. Slowly elbow out, forehead to floor. Breathe. Gently place one ear on the mat. It doesn't matter which way you turn. Try to relax all the muscles in the body and breathe. Inhaling, head back up so you can turn and get the other ear on the mat. Inhale, bringing those elbows back in, forearms once again parallel, fingers widespread, chin parallel to the floor. I want you to place those hands firmly on the floor and try to get the elbows off the floor if you can, waking up that lower back. Excellent. Again, slowly elbow out, place your forehead onto the mat. Separate your toes farther apart, perhaps 4 to 5 inches apart, and breathe. Inhale, bring the elbows back in, forearms parallel, chin parallel to the floor. Slowly press those palms into the mat, lifting, and gently turn and look over one shoulder. And smile. Come back to center. Check out that other shoulder. And smile even though no one can see you. Excellent. Return to center, elbow out, turn one ear to the mat, and place your head down. Inhale. Exhale, other ear to the mat. Inhale, elbows back in towards your rib cage, fingers are still spread, chin is parallel to the floor. Separate those feet just a little bit more. We're going to press those palms into the mat and again try to get off those elbows and working that lower back. And breathe. Check out your tush or a foot. Come back to center. And check out the other side. Excellent. Come down very slowly, elbowing out, bending those knees, and windshield wipering side to side for a wonderful back release. Good. We're going to go right back into a table. Bringing those knees under your hips, hands under shoulders, fingers wide spread. Drop the back for just a minute. And then return to neutral. We're going to do animal stretch. So walk your hands over to one side. I'm going to my right. Slowly drop your tush down towards your heels again and just relax. Just breathe and feel that wonderful side stretch. Coming out of this very slowly, we're going to walk our hands over to the other side. I'm going to my left. And slowly come down for that side stretch. And lifting gently. We're going to go right back to our ready goose breath. So drop the tush toward those heels. Inhale forward, rolling up. Tucking the chin as you round that back gently. Exhale. Inhale, scooching forward, rolling up. Tucking and rounding down again. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So all these things are meant to really work on our spine so we don't get stiff. We're going to go back down onto the back of our mat. So I'm in bridge pose right now with a microphone right up my nose. I'm going to pull it to the side. I'm hoping you all can still hear. All right, I want you to bring those legs up, straight up into the air, and V them out. And allow some pressure on the calves to give you a little bit further stretch here. Once you're here, go ahead and flex those feet and then point the toes. Flex and point the toes. When we bring our legs back, use your hands to help here. Push the legs together. Bring the knees into the chest tight. Take the legs up again and go out into that V. And again, just kind of let them rest here. If you like, you can place weight on the inner thigh, whatever works for you. Just breathe. But now flex and point and flex and point. We're going to bring those legs right back in together again and tuck and stretch. So this time just kind of cross the legs a couple of times and then return slowly right back down to your bridge. So take your right ankle, place it on that left knee. Once it's there, I want you to take your right hand and push that thigh away. Feel the stretch. We're working that hip again. Good. Now use both hands to grab that left thigh. We're going to pull that left thigh in toward our chest. My right elbow is going to press against that thigh just a little bit to just try and keep that right thigh away from my chest. And that just increases that stretch just a little bit more. And just breathe through this. This is a reclining pigeon on your back, so it's kind of a modified pigeon for those of you who don't like to do pigeon the other way. We're going to go back to bridge. Left ankle on right knee, left hand pressing that knee away, opening up that hip once again. Good, and when you're ready, we're going to grab that right thigh and again pull that in toward our chest. And just breathe. Just let that hip open for you. Good. Go ahead and bring those legs back into bridge. We're going to cross one leg over the other. And slowly grab those feet. I'm grabbing my left big toe with my right hand and vice versa, and just pulling those knees toward me, going into a helicopter pose for just a moment. And then I'm going to reverse that, changing which leg is on top. And again, pulling those knees in and feet outward for my helicopter. And now for a little yoga fun, if you're comfortable with this, try and sit up from this position. Excellent. So, I like to end my classes with a meditation. So I'm going to ask you all to get that pillow again. And this time, before we begin our meditation, I'm going to ask you to maybe do something for your back. One more time. You're going to take that pillow, press it as close in towards your back as you can, and then just slowly lift yourself up and over. And allow that blood to just rush to the head. Allow the chest to open. Now, if this is not comfortable for you and you would prefer to go straight onto your back, that's fine. But if you can stay here while I'm doing the meditation, it just allows that blood to feed our brain cells. So your choice here, what you would like to do. But I'd like to read to everyone who's listening why we do this little thing at the end of class, which is namaste. So, keeping your eyes closed and relaxing, let me read to you the point of this thing that we do. Most yoga enthusiasts are familiar with namaste, both the word and the hand position. It is such a pleasant way to end yoga practice that we get into the habit of using it without consciously thinking about its true meaning. Most of us know the basic meaning of the word has something to do with the divine in me, recognizing and bowing to the divine in you. But you probably have not given namaste much deep contemplation. As much as we use it, namaste is something taken for granted. But underneath its simplicity, namaste has a richness and depth that make it more beautiful and expressive than we can even realize. Namaste is a Sanskrit word that does not translate well into English. The English equivalents don't quite encompass the word's true meaning. Namaste breaks down into two parts: Nam, which roughly means bowing or silently submitting. Namas is a reverent greeting or salutation. Te simply means you. Thus, Namaste means I salute and I honor you. Very nice, but it robs a lot of the meaning from the Sanskrit, because Te is not just the worldly Te, you and me. Sanskrit acknowledges the divine force that vibrates through every living thing and all of nature, and that is a lot more powerful than just the basic you. The Nepalese, who also have adopted Namaste, go even farther. To them it means, I honor that place in me and that place in you where the whole universe dwells. When I am in that place in me and you are in that place in you, then we are one. To them, we as humans are vessels through which the whole universe can find expression. Namaste both embraces the personal and the infinite. Call it God, light, the divine, or all-knowing. That part of Te is what we experience. And similarly, Namas means more than just honor or greeting. When you're facing the divine, even if it's in the form of another human being, reverence takes on a much fuller interpretation. Because it's one thing to honor your elders because they've been around longer than you've been and they've seen more of the world. But it's another thing altogether if you are honoring that ancient inner wisdom that is expressed through them. It's an all-encompassing type of reverence in keeping with the Sanskrit version of you. So think about it. To really live Namaste is to come close to that feeling of bliss. During this time of turmoil, we need to remember that we are all one. And in thinking about that, I'm going to ask you, when we finish class today, to say one word, and that word is Shanti. Shanti is peace. We need to think of that peace being in our own selves. I want to extend that peace to all of you who are watching this class. But the third time we say that word, I want us to think of our worldwide community that is in such need of feeling some peace. So if you would, with me, with our hands in the Namaste position, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May you feel that peace today and throughout the rest of the day. And Namaste. Thank you for coming to my class today. I appreciate that.